Aloha. Welcome to Cluster B Free, Karen. So you left the narcissist a couple of weeks ago, maybe a month ago, maybe it's even 6 months or a year, and you're missing the good times that you had. You're missing the romantic, love filled nights. What you're forgetting is that wasn't love. Those were sex-filled nights with the somatic narc. Somatic narcs are often very physically skilled, sometimes well endowed, sometimes she's just gorgeous, but they do have their sexual skills to a fine art. Very often, what targets say when they've left a somatic narc, whether it's male or female, this was the best love life I ever had. What they really mean is, this was the best acts of sex I ever had. Those of us who are caring and kind in nature, we confuse the sexual act with love. We confuse the narcissist's skill at being a consummate physical lover, sexual performer for actual love. Love does not hurt. Love is not selfish. Love doesn't send you to the doctor with all kinds of venereal issues, issues in your reproductive system, issues that go on and on. And when you think back, wait a minute, I didn't have all these kind of problems before I met him. Guys, you didn't have these issues before you met her. Very often what narcissists do is they project. When something goes wrong with you, they say it's all you. Here's a clue. Many narcs enjoy the triangulation of going to bed and having sex with one party, coming home to you and having sex again without having washed. Ladies, that bacteria from some other woman may not be bothering her, but it bothers you. And guess what? Your bacteria bothers her. Okay, we're grown-ups here. Let's face it. A large part of the reason that we stay with these somatic narcs is their skill level in bed. We confuse that with love because we're being physically pleased. Think about it. You may be being physically pleased, but is your bank account depleted? Are your emotions shot? Are you having migraine headaches, blood pressure going up? You're irritable, you're sleep deprived, you're anxious now. You never had a problem with anxiety before that person. And if you did have some issues, I guarantee you they have been greatly exacerbated. They have worsened around that narcissist. That's because they transfer their anxious feelings to you. They are always upset and nervous and concerned. They do so much dirt. They are empty inside. Demons are running them. All their doubts, their abandonment issues from mommy and daddy and uncle and auntie and big brother and little sister, all these problems they have, they project on you. You notice you're this bad person, you're evil, you're cheating, you're crazy, you need mental help, you. They're talking about themselves, people. They will beat you over the head with this verbal assault till you begin to believe them. Some targets wind up in mental institution. Many targets wind up on a plethora of medications. Medicine for this, medicine for that, two versions of this. It's because you are with a person that has a permanent mental disorder. When you're sitting around wanting to go back, take the time to look at the list you should have written. And if you haven't written it, Write down all the reasons why you left in the first place. This is a chemical addiction, this trauma bond. Your body is screaming for the sexual gratification, but you're forgetting to remember all of the brutal emotional attacks, the silent treatment, the turning of the back, the sexual withholding. How about the sexual assaults? Fellas, have you been forced to perform at 3 o'clock in the morning knowing full well you've got to be up at 6 for work? These narcs don't care. They want to keep you sleep deprived so that you are easier to control. Have you notice sometimes food gets short? That's part of the brainwashing process. Starvation, sleep deprivation, constant mental stress and pressure, and you wind up with a compliant target who is too weak, too tired, too confused, and far too much brain fog to put it together that the real problem is this whole reprobate creature that is driving them over the edge, perhaps costing them job loss, assets are gone or lost. They love to destroy your things. Remember, when a narcissist calls you names or accuses you of things, it is called projection, and projection is a confession. They are describing all the things they think about themselves. They can't emotionally regulate, so to regulate these emotions, they put them on you. Don't defend yourself. When they tell you you've been cheating, don't defend yourself. All it does is give them more supply. While you get upset, they actually get a release. They get an emotional calm. It's like verbal Valium to them when you defend yourself and explain. Now they have transferred those emotions to you and they feel much better. You thinking about going back to that narcissist woman? You thinking about going back to that toxic man? Targets don't remain a target. Become a survivor who becomes a thriver. And some of you can become warriors to help others deal with this cluster B phenomena. Find out, educate yourself. Don't go back because they're always worse. They treat you poorly because they figure if you come back to me after all the stuff I've done to you, the infections I've given you, the nerves I have cost you, the money I have sheared and stolen away from you, then you're dumb. You're an idiot. You deserve everything I do to you because you don't see through my games. That's what they think. But what they'll tell you is, I love you. I missed you. I can't live without you. Don't buy it. Get educated and become cluster B free.